it's useful to know, useful sometimes to use, but it's something you try, you look at it, you experiment with it, and you take what you can keep and is going to be worthwhile, but then leave the rest of it to one side, which is kind of what I do. But I don't think there's anything wrong with computer technology and music, but when it becomes, it's not you making the music, it's the person who wrote the software program is 50% of the music that comes out. And that's not very creative or very inventive. I think I'm uncomfortable with computer technology where everything is made too easy for me. Then you get a quick result and it sounds impressive or looks shiny, but it's not of great value. I think computers make it too easy, and education in pop and rock music make it too easy. I think it's not supposed to be so easy. I think we're supposed to fight a little harder to get our creativity out into the world.
Are you planning on maybe making an album together?
Well, we've only just met this morning, so that's a bit like saying, are you planning on having a baby together? You wouldn't ask that question, would you? Same kind of question, though, isn't it? Because making a record is like making babies. It's something very, I think it takes at least 9 months to make a good record.
Well, maybe probably you'll see this after your shows, like these 4 days. I was also going to ask you about whether you are planning on making a tourney as well as Turkey, like in England or in the UK. So we probably never know.
Well, it's something that usually when you're working with, working with agents and promoters, you have to give them. They have to agree that something is a good idea, and a lot of times when artists, sometimes it's suggested to me that I should do a concert or a tour with another artist. Sometimes I might suggest to a promoter or an agent it would be good to do a concert with another artist, but it has to make commercial sense. It has to make artistic sense, and sometimes other people have different opinions. So it's you have to have for years. Promoters were wanting me to do a tour with James Galway, the classical flautist, and I said, well, it would be difficult to find repertoire that we could play together, but I'm interested in talking about it. But for years, James, said, oh no, I don't know what we could play together. It'd be too difficult. No. And then last year he suddenly says, no, yes. And he called me up and said, I think we should do a tour together. I said, well, James, you're nearly 100 years old. I'm nearly 60 years old. I mean, I think we've left it a little late for doing that. But that's the way it is. And promoters, some promoters think it's a good idea, but a lot of promoters think, no, this is a bad idea. How do we present this flute player with that flute player from different worlds, because the classical musicians or the classical fans won't want to come and see me play, and rock musicians or rock fans are not going to come to the concert because they don't want to see James Galway playing some Mozart flute concerto. So there's a danger you end up with, you don't have this plus this equals that, you have this plus this equals that in terms of people wanting to buy a ticket. So it's a difficult one to work out, whether it's Sefika, whether it's me, whether it's James Galway, whether it's some jazz musician, classical musician, Hindu, Indian musician. It has to make commercial sense to make the concerts, and that's what promoters have to decide. So we have to make the offer, if you like, to the promoters. They have to figure out, does this make a good match? And the answer is, we don't know. But then we've only just met.
Okay, well, maybe we can say that first you started with blues, more like blues, and then you went into hard rock, and after that you went on more like world music. So maybe we can say that this is a beginning of different categories altogether.
You could, but if you go back to 1968, my first writing and performing in the studio with orchestral musicians was with a double-tracked string quartet with me playing mandolin, and I did that at the end of 1968. And throughout the 70s I worked with various orchestral musicians, small orchestras, chamber orchestras on some of the Jethro Tull music. There were orchestral musicians. So it does go back a long way. And our second album, Stand Up, in 1969, was a very eclectic album with Mediterranean music, with elements of Indian music, with elements of traditional folk music from northwestern Europe, with rock music, with blues. But very eclectic, mixture of all things. So since 1969, I'm one of the most eclectic musicians in rock music. And I've always been, fundamentally, I'm an acoustic musician. I just have some very noisy friends.
Şimdi klasik müzisyen olmak tabii ki başlı başına bir sorumluluk da ciddi bir çalışma temposuyla geliyor. Yani hem konser çalışmaları farklı hem CD çalışmaları farklı. Tabii ki diğer tarafta bir pop konser serileri var. Buradaki bizim klasikte yaptığımız çalışmalar bu kadar yoğun ve ciddi değil. O bakımdan bir klasik müzisyen için çok riskli bir olay. Yani formdan düşmesi için biraz tehlikeli konserler diyebilirim. Tabii ki renk versin diye benim klasik konserlerim dışında bir iki tane yapabilirim ülkemde ama bunu bir hayat tarzı olarak ben klasik müzik için, yani benim kendi kariyerim için biraz formdan düşüreceği için tehlikeli bulurum.
Böyle bir konserin Türkiye'nin tanıtımı açısından neler kazandıracağını düşünüyorsunuz?
İkili düetin Türkiye'de bir Türk sanatçıyla gerçekleşmesi bizim ülkemiz için çok faydalı olacak diye düşünüyorum.
Çok teşekkür ederim.
Ben teşekkür ediyorum.
30 Desibel gelecek haftadan itibaren bağımsız müzik yapan grup avına çıkıyor. Eğer sizin de kendi başınıza